We'll be racing around Sepang. 56 laps begin. Now! Oh, Webber's not going anywhere. He's almost stalled. Once again, Webber starts, let him down. The two Ferraris in line astern. Montoya third, Raikkonen fourth, and Trulli up to fifth. Jensen, Button in the mix. Watch out, Coulthard on the right. Button goes round the outside of Trulli. This is where the accidents have happened the last couple of years. But this year, no problems, and Ferrari have control at the front at the moment. But Montoya already up to third.
Yes, poor old Mark Webber. He just did not get away at all. Looked like the clutch was slipping and didn't get it up and running until he got into second gear. And look, then Jarno...
See the two Minardis having a squabble. And there's a Sauber in the mix as well there, but that was a disaster for Mark Webber. Up the inside comes Webber, though. One of the Saubers he's making a move on, so he's trying to make up for the lost ground at the start.
Yeah, you somehow knew it. He's been talking about it all weekend. If I can get this car off the line. Raikkonen had this Grand Prix, and Button coming back then at Trulli, and he'll do well to get around there, and he has done
Webber and Ralph
well too.
Side by side. Martin, sorry to interrupt you, and Ralph up onto the grass.
Yeah, Webber just muscled Ralf Schumacher completely off the road, and that allowed Alonso to pass at the same time. Tremendous stuff going on in the midfield.
And get this, Rubens back.
Really just 2 or 3 corners, James, that's really slippery. And look in the background there as Alonso, I think it is, yes. No,
it's Alonso.
Yeah, it is Alonso.
He's made his way up from the back of the grid to challenge and pass Mark Webber for 8th place.
That's a good run down there too. He must have tremendous traction off the last corner because he tends not to have good straight line speed. So the next man in Alonso's...
A couple of seconds slower than Schumacher's. And Martin, here's the start again. That Jaguar not going anywhere.
It just looks like a slipping clutch to me as everybody starts to make their way around the two Ferraris. A perfect getaway. Montoya safely into third place. And everybody's super cautious there. Will remember well all of the incidents they've had.
I really hope we see that again. And the car's like a missile off the line. Here comes Ralf Schumacher up the inside of Webber. No love lost here. A little tag. Webber loses ground and Ralf is through.
I don't know whether they actually touched. They did. He's got a puncture. That he tagged the rear wheel there of Mark Webber, and he's punctured his right rear. He must make a pit stop, and he's got the best part of 5 kilometers to go. Let's hope it doesn't delaminate and smash his rear wing and bodywork to pieces. Ralf Schumacher, I believe, just punctured the right rear there of Mark Webber.
How sharp are those front wing end plates? I mean, we've seen it once or twice a few years ago, but look at the tyre almost coming off the wheel now.
Well, they have to be a certain radius and thickness so that they don't cut the tyre, but of course there's still a lot of energy going on. Michael Schumacher leads. Schumacher lapped 1.3 seconds faster than anybody else, as you're looking at now the tyre trying to come off the rim of the Jaguar of Mark Webber, and he was really making some ground there, wasn't he? What a shame for him and for us, really.
He's 13th, Fisichella 14th. As into the pits comes Mark Webber, and Ted Kravitz is down there.
The good news about Mark Webber is that I didn't see any damage to the bodywork. They're taking the opportunity to put in a bit of fuel. Poor guy, he hasn't said anything on the radio apart from acknowledging that he's coming in for a stop, but he thinks that the clutch just failed. The anti-stall came in, and then he was just slow off the grid. As for Ralf Schumacher, well, I wouldn't doubt that I'll be having words later.
Well, Mark Webber then, I still think this is a career-defining moment this weekend for him to split the Ferraris on the front row of the grid, and I think it confirmed his potential to a lot of people who already rated him highly. So not all is lost for the man, but he's lost so much time. He was able to refuel though, James, to minimise some of the pain, but he lost too much time coming into the pits. There's a long way to go, and if he puts a charge on, he's still got a chance of some World Championship points.
For sure. Lap 9 of the Malaysian Grand Prix at Sepang, and we've got a penalty for car number 14, Mark Webber, for speeding in the pit lane. He had to make an early stop after Ralf Schumacher tagged his rear tyres and punctured it, and he came in for tyres, and obviously on his way out he has gone too fast. There's the confirmation up on your screen. So Webber having to do a drive-through penalty. It's the first one we've seen so far this season. They have a different range of penalties now this year. There's certainly some offences will be meted out afterwards. We've had Fisichella in the pits. He was the first scheduled stop.
Jarno, Trulli, as you remember. Now David Coulthard added 2 holes of front wing on his stop. Nothing for Kimi Raikkonen. They're very slow getting the hose out. Just a bit of a hesitation, but that might make the difference.
Mark Webber off the track. Looks like he's stuck in the gravel while Ted was talking. And a really horrible afternoon for Mark Webber after the joy of yesterday. There's the scrap between...
The early stop then before. Truly didn't work, but because he had a long run, he's got a longer run here. May pay for him in this stage. Louise has some news about Mark Webber, who you're watching spinning off the racetrack.
Well, I'm just wondering if that was a bit of frustration on Mark Webber's part. You mentioned earlier on that his times had slowed down quite a lot. The team were worried. They thought he might have a problem. He'd done that long lap on a flat tyre. But in fact, he radioed in to say, no, the car was fine. He was just getting a lot of blue flags, having to move out of the way. He was then stuck behind Jean-Marie Bruni, who he just got past. His lap times were picking up. He'd just done his quickest sector of the race. And as I say, he's then spun off.